Hello, everybody. I hope that everybody's doing well out there. Seeker, thank you so much for joining. Yes, I believe, yes, we are on the second clan contract. And Zenith, thank you so much for joining. Yes, everything is A-okay here. So let's go ahead and hop on over to the good old regular screen here. Oh, hello. There we go. We'll leave that little something kind of like maybe that-ish. Burp. So yes, everything is fine. Nothing crazy. Oh, well, mistakes were made. It's the second one. Mistakes were made. I'll amend my copy and paste. So, Uki, yes, I am playing. I pulled from GitHub about 30 minutes ago. So this is everything that has been merged as of 30 minutes ago. And so... Oh no, I've been given the standard issue haircut. No, not the standard issue. No. The standard issue would be like nothing on top. I've had that plenty of times before. Many a time before. But yes, Zenith, everything is fine here. I was visiting family back home in my home state of Iowa. And that's also where my wife is from. Extreme X-Wing. Hey, thank you so much for joining. It's so nice to see you. Thank you for joining today. But yes, the baby tour, 100% correct. Which is so great for the grandparents and so much not fun for the parents. So something I wanted to do, I was thinking about this while I was, driving for hours and hours at a time with a toddler and a baby screaming at me in the back seat. I think that either on Sundays or Tuesdays, I'm leaning towards, well, Sundays or the weekday tour or the weekday stream. I want to go through all of the MekHQ and MegaMek merges. Is that something you guys would like? And so if you're watching this on YouTube later on, let me know. I want to know. And then for you folks watching right now on Twitch, is that something you want me to do? Do you want me to go through all of the merges that have happened over the last week? Because one of the things, I want to test the features. I want to do all the things, but there's a lot. There's a ton of stuff out there. And yeah, a live stream of reading history.txt. You laugh. Some people out there thrive on that, and I wouldn't go into detail. It would be kind of like when I read the thing, the announcement, the one announcement. The thing I'm talking about, the thing with the stuff in the thing, where I skimmed through it a little bit, but we skim through it. We look at the merges. Core rules would be one of them, and I'm hoping to. I couldn't see Ileana's stream last week. I'm sure that she included core rules. If she didn't, then you better bet I will this week. Not this, meow, but next week. That will be a thing that I 100% include. My copy of core rules will arrive in 3 days. Yeah, great. I am so happy that she did. My copy of core rules arrives in 3 days. I'm so excited. I am not even a little surprised that Round Top did an amazing job. Round Top is a phenomenal human. If you are a MegaMek dev, then you are automatically a phenomenal human. But Round Top is a phenomenal human. Just amazing. Absolutely. Just fantastic. Yeah, okay, I can see that, Necrobob. 100%. Oh, nice. Yep. I might still purchase copies from my local game store, but whatever. But anyways, so I'll be honest, I have not even opened anything since the last time I streamed because I was doing the Grand Tour, and that was exciting and fun, and everybody had a terrible time. So if you want to know what a bad time feels like, put your keys on top of a car and then have your wife drive said car down the highway and then spend multiple hours looking for said keys along said highway because there are sensitive keys that were on that key ring. Let me tell you how much fun that is. Cheers. It was not a great time. Oof. Yeah, the Australian gaming tax. Godspeed, good luck. Just, you know, I heard that the core rules will get to Australia in roughly 2035. So you're cool with waiting until then, right? Like, no bigs, totes fine, no big deal. You're entitled to a drink after that. So... No, she's not actually in the room. It was my fault, not hers. I blame her. But it's fine. Everything is fine. I heard 3025. So, you know, it's really interesting. I read some reviews after Gen Con about what? Those textures changed. Hold on. Hodor. Ooh, that looks good. Threat level, deployment. Okay, I'll be honest. I have read zero PRs since last week. None. Nada. Zilch. I don't know what any of this means. I am so excited. I am pumped. I am ready. I am good to go. The deployment time of 7 days still makes me want to throw up a little bit. Everything is great. I am so pumped. This is great. Ileani, you are a mad genius. I never want to bring your work into my stream, but you are a mad genius, and you deserve a happy little beverage. You are a great person. Thank you for everything. And once again, you know, Clan J Falcon dominating. Wonderful. Everything is good. We have 3 pending missions. 2 of them are happening today. One is a critical convoy escort. The other one is reconnaissance interdiction. Okay. And so all these... so if I remember correctly... Bottom left? What? Okay. This is wonderful. This is great. Oh, so good. Literally the only thing, Ileani, the only thing that would make this better is... So I'm assuming that GM Tools right here is a... I don't want to talk shop for too long. I'm going to spend like 30 seconds talking about this. I'm assuming that GM Tools is a panel. So... And then each one of these, you know, a J button. And so we're blocking out the J buttons and not allowing them to be seen when we uncheck GM mode. Why don't we just turn GM Tools J panel into visible equals false when GM equals false? Just going to throw that one out there. I'm going to let it land. That is the last of your work that I want to talk about because I want you to chill, relax, and enjoy. Anyways. Fair. That's fair. That is fair. Maybe. But Java should actually handle that pretty well. Having now rammed my head into a stupid amount of swing. It's just, it should handle it fine. However, we have 2 missions for today. One is the critical convoy escort. The other one is reconnaissance interdiction. All 3 of these missions were generated before all of the mission fixes over the last 10 days were put in. So there is a possibility that some of these are going to be like, meh. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We're going to figure it out. We're going to go ham. We're going to die. And everything's going to be, it's going to be great. And actually, it's the this convoy interdiction and the reconnaissance interdiction. That's going to be great. So, convoy interdiction. An enemy convoy is... Fair. This is something I would be... Yeah, enough shop, more shooting. You and I, we can talk about this all we want at a later time, but it's after business hours. You shouldn't be talking shop. No. We have a convoy interdiction to deal with, and I am super not excited, but we're going to deal with it anyways. An enemy convoy is on the move, and your orders are simple. Hit them hard and stop at least 50% of their forces from reaching the far edge of the engagement zone. This is a direct strike, not a prolonged engagement. Destroy or cripple the convoy units with no regard for salvage or escort interference. Speed and overwhelming firepower are your greatest assets. There is no need to concern yourself with minimizing damage or securing the spoils. We do not have the luxury of holding the field. The enemy reinforcements will arrive quickly. Do not waste time engaging the escorts unless necessary. Follow all efforts neutralizing the convoy itself. Once the job is done, withdraw immediately. No distractions, no delays, no mercy. Execute the raid, cripple their supply line, and get out before the enemy can mount a counterattack. All right. Oh, Op 4 markings indicate a training cadre. That's exciting. All right, so we have to... Oh. Destroyer stop at least 50%. Destroyer route at least 33%. I'm going to go with the 33%, and it's going to be great. They have 13,000 BV. Oh, got it. 50% of the convoy. Got it. Okay. And in the convoy, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light mechs. The way I would interpret this is 50% of the convoy or 33% of the Op 4. That's how I'm going to interpret it. It's going to be great. It's fine. Everything's great. All right, who do we send? That's the question. So who do we send? So they've got 13,000 BV, and we have not that much. So we can send Alpha Lance. We can send Bravo with a damaged Victor. Hold on. Hodor. Are they not even back? Bravo Lance is not even around, so we can't send them. Charlie Lance with all of their goodness. Or we can send Asteroid. I'm thinking we go ahead and do either Asteroid or Alpha. Why don't we... We'll send Alpha Lance on this one. Alpha Lance goes here. And then we'll send either Charlie or Asteroid on the next one. Probably Charlie. And we will start the game. Enemy controls the battlefield at the end of the battle. Ooh, I like the markings. I like the lines across. It's so simple, but it helps to just emphasize like, boop, here you go. The enemy controls the battlefield. Okay, great. Commence drop. Don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I'm probably, I'm not going to promise anything. I want to make sure I can pull it up first, but I'm probably going to do a couple of test scenarios with the new trains next week. I am honestly incredibly pumped about the new trains or the new the changes to hitched vehicles and trailers, because number one, it looks like Hammer got everything working in MekHQ so that you can just automatically mount stuff. Mount stuff just automatically. And then that means that if you can mount it automatically, you can have one supply truck with like 3 trailers just like going ham. Chugga, 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 chugga. And that provides so much opportunity for fun, chaos, and mayhem. I will always choose mayhem. Oh, the train job. Oh my goodness. I would love to create. Could you imagine creating the train job as a mission? Like you've got, I don't know. You've got like 4 platoons of infantry. All that looks fine. Adjacent. Up for bot settings. Skirmisher. Okay. Jade. Bot settings. Convoy. Okay. No. But you have like, I don't know, 2 VTOLs with like, I don't know, 4 to 6 platoons of infantry, and you have to drop on a train. Dude, how much fun would that be? That would bring me joy. That would bring me so much joy. Train job is reference to, what is it, episode 3 of Firefly? It's either episode 2 or episode 3 of Firefly, where the crew of the Serenity are hired by Adelaide Niska to go pull a train job. They are told, hey, there's a train. It's going from point A to point B. Between point A and point B, you need to get the supplies out of this specific location on the train, out of the train, and bring it to me. Don't ask questions. Don't ask what the supplies are. Don't ask anything about it. Just get the supplies, get out, don't get caught. And they're like, cool, sounds good. And I'll let you watch the episode by yourself, but that's like the premise. By the way, Adelaide Niska is a bad person. Very bad. They are coming from the north. Okay, so remember, I said 50% of the convoy or 33% of the supporting forces. There. It's the wrong place for a person with those skills. I'll zoom in a little so hopefully y'all can see a little bit better. You know, I just need to make my camouflage a little bit brighter and louder, one might say. Yeah, that is a very fun fact that ironically I actually knew that one. And it's so obvious. So incredibly obvious. Who was it? Was it Uki? Somebody told me in my last stream that Casper, whatever his name is, who plays Johnny Rico in Starship Troopers, also streams on Twitch. They stream on Twitch. Did you know that? Because I didn't. And it brings so much joy. Somebody told me that. You can look them up. And their favorite games to play? You guessed it. Starship Troopers. They play all of the Starship Troopers games on stream. Because why wouldn't you? It might have been Youngster. Who knows? Youngster who died of undiagnosed heart disease in their early 30s because of all the cheeseburgers. That's a bad idea. How about you go there? Yeah, Casper from DN. Thank you. Yeah, they stream on Twitch on a fairly regular basis. And, yeah. That That brought joy. That made me feel okay. Long range, maybe against the... Okay, so we go against Loki? Maybe. Loki causes hurt. It doesn't feel good when it hits you. That'll take forever to kill. That's another Loki. I think we killed this Loki. Just go ham. Full send, and hope for the best. So we have to destroy 50% of the escorts, so that's going to be a whole bunch of power mans. I think we can see everything. This is a tiny, tiny freaking map, by the way. I like that it's a tiny map. I enjoy the pressure that the tiny map puts onto you, but it's a tiny map. This is fun. I'm probably going to think, oh, this is not fun in about 2 minutes, but right now, this is fun. Yeah, knife fight in a phone booth. Bro, this is a gunfight in a phone booth. Okay, did we go for that Power Man or that one? Boop, 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 boop. I think we go for that one. That'll be fine. Yeah, 33% of the escort, 50% of the convoy. 100% correct. Lots and lots of percentages being thrown out today. Welcome to my TED Talk. All right, 5 or a 5. Really? 5 or a 5? Oh, woods. We'll just see that. So then we can also unleash with some medium pulses. And I don't think we'll end up needing that. If the Power Man stays standing after the Marauder, we'll have other questions. I think we can go for the 6. Do that. We can do Ultra AC5, ER Medium, go a little over on the heats, see what happens. All right, the Kingfisher firing misses a whole bunch. The awesome firing hit with 2 of the 3 PPCs, hitting the Loki in the right torso and the right torso and the right leg with ER PPCs, still in the armor. Loki firing at the Marauder misses. Orion firing at the Power Man. Ooh, hits with the snub nose into the right torso, missed with everything else. Gladiator firing at the awesome misses. Marauder firing at the Power Man, hits with the ER PPC to the left arm. Longbow hit the center torso, and a medium pulse into the left torso as well, down to 2 armor. The Turkina firing at the Marauder, hit with a PPC into the left arm, and the LB5 into the center torso. LRM hit with 5 missiles, doing 5 to the right torso. Mad Cat firing at the Power Man, hit with the ER large into the right torso. And USC 5 hit with 1 shot into the right torso as well, down to 1 internal structure. And then the ER medium just blew off the head. You cannot mech a mech when you have no head. Other Powerman number 4 fell down. And that's about all the fun stuff. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder, Seeker. I appreciate it. Not that I would ever forget about that. Fortunately, it didn't matter too much there. You know, I almost Yeah, unless your cockpit is in the torso. True. Very true. I almost enjoyed or preferred playing with individual initiative. And the reason why is that, well, number one, I didn't have to think about it. Number two, it makes you think more about what you're doing in the moment versus, okay, what do I have to do strategically overall? So just what am I doing in the moment? Oh no, the fire is on wood, or the wood is on fire. The woods are on fire. English is hard. All right, so our Marauder. I have not read the rules on BSPs. I'm excited to read the rules. I'm pumped to see the rules. I have no opinions until I see the rules. Zero opinions. Yes. 100% let the computer do the boring stuff. That is the entire purpose behind the computer. All right, how do I get into cover where... Okay, that is kind of okay. That is more okay, I think. Kinda want to just chill. Are you on level 3? Yeah, you're on level 3. Kinda just want to chill. Just chill. Okay, so I can chill here and have shots on this Power Man or that Power Man. I mean, I think I just chill, honestly. We just chill. Because the majority of their forces can't see us there. Hello or goodbye. All right, so 6 to hit that one. It's probably 6 to hit that one. We'll double tap, hope for the best. There we go. They do not have... Yes, so the Awesome has Rangemaster Long. So I could go for the Loki or the Hurricane, Kingfisher, or the other Loki. But, so this is the important distinction with Battletech and with a lot of games like this. Sometimes the best move is not the best shot. So the best shot would have been taking the Loki right here. That would have been a 4 to hit, or even maybe a 3 to hit. I can't remember. However, the Loki does not help me win. So winning will be destroying 50% of the convoy. Yeah. And so it's better for me to take a mediocre, okay shot on this Power Man rather than shoot a Loki that does nothing for me. Because if I can end this right now, we're good. Nah. This Sharptooth has stayed in the Awesome for like forever. The changes that Ilyani is bringing with mech familiarization will just make Sharptooth a ridiculous awesome pilot. It's going to make them stupidly good, and it's going to be great. It'll make me a very happy person. Yep. Sometimes the best move is not to play. Sometimes the best move is to do nothing at all. It's the thing that makes initiative so weird. An awesome pilot, 100%. It's one of the things that makes Battletech so weird, in my opinion, because, you know, a lot of times you think about, oh, I have the initiative, I go first. Well, does that give you the initiative? No. No, it doesn't. You get to react to the other person. Therefore, you have the initiative, which is such a bonkers scheme. Not in a bad way, it's just that it's how it goes. Oh man, what do you have? There we go. We'll do that, and it'll be great. The Kingfisher, firing at the Kerensky, misses with all of the things. The Awesome, firing at the Power Man, blows off a left leg, but nothing else. The Loki, firing at the Mad Cat, hit with an ER medium into the left leg, ER medium into the left leg, and ER medium into the left torso. Medium leg is down to 18 armor. The left torso is down to 18 armor as well. Kerensky, firing at the Power Man, hits the right arm with a snub nose and the right arm with a gauze rifle, destroying the right arm, transferring a little bit into the right torso, down to 2 internal structure there, missed with all the other things. Gladiator, firing at the Awesome, misses with all the things. Power in the Marauder, missed with everything. The Turkina misses. Mad Cat, firing at the Power Man. Number 4, hit with the ER large, critting on the standard gyro engine, standard gyro engine. Destroyed, just lots of bad. Lots and lots and lots of bad happened. And then, if that wasn't enough, also destroyed loader mech number 2. That should be everything, because we've now destroyed at least 3 of them, right? So yeah, they start out with 2, or they start out with 4. We just destroyed 2 more. They're down to under 50%, which means, ta-da! /victory. Just stumble out of the bush and blow them up. It'll be fine. So I had to go to the dentist today. Unfortunately, I have a very, very good relationship with my dentist. And that's not because they're like, oh, your teeth, they are phenomenal, there is nothing wrong with them. No. I have a phenomenal relationship with my dentist because I'm there so much. It is not necessarily anything I'm proud of. It's just the way that it goes, which is one of the things that makes me happy that I have TRICARE, because I go to the dentist. They do the things. I leave. That's it. No more. I did, in fact, prevent everybody from reaching. Yes. Okay, good. Very good. Can confirm. But, so I had to have a filling just, like, drilled out and then replaced today, which was, it was fine. Like, after a while, you just almost become numb to all of the dental work, for better or for worse. Okay, so the reconnaissance interdiction. That was, yeah, I'm just going to call it a victory, because I would say a decisive victory would be if I would have done that. If I would have done that in 1 turn, that would have been decisive. If I would have killed all 5 of the convoy folks in 2 turns, that's decisive. Like, that is decisive. But as it is, I'm not going to call it decisive. I'm just going to call it a victory. You know, the victory where I had against the dropship, where turn one, dropship dead. Decisive victory. 100%. That one, I'm going to call it a victory. For better or for worse. Enemy reconnaissance units have been deployed to gather intelligence on our movements, threatening the security of our operations. Your mission is to eliminate them before they can complete the reconnaissance. If they succeed, our positions will be compromised, giving the enemy a critical advantage. Expect the forces to prioritize speed, evasion, and long-range observation tactics. They will attempt to avoid direct engagement and may have stealth capabilities or electronic warfare support to mask their presence. You must act quickly. Intercept their units and wipe them out before they can relay useful data. We will control the battlefield at the end of the engagement. All right. So we have to destroy 75%. That is gross. But 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to destroy 4 out of 5, essentially. I originally said Charlie Lance. I think it's still the right answer. I think Charlie Lance is still the right answer. So that's what we're going to do. Charlie. Candy Mountain. Here we go. And I know it's before an hour, but just in case, if you are out there and you have not followed the stream, oh, that reminds me. So if you have not followed the stream, go ahead and follow the stream if you don't mind. If you feel extra generous and want to subscribe, please go ahead and subscribe. But I forgot to mention 2 days ago, Plant Paladin, thank you so much for following the channel. I really appreciate it so much. Every new subscribe just like gets me all giddy and happy on the inside. So thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. There's nothing wrong with light snowfall in the pitch black. There's nothing that could possibly go wrong. I can't reroll. My commander is unable to do the rerolls. There are 0 rerolls. It's gonna be fine. Don't ask questions. We're fine. Everybody is fine here. How are you? We'll send recovery A. It's been a hot minute. Green. Actually, green, green, green. There we go. Yeah. Everything is bad, but it's great. It's bad, but great. We are going to go snowshoeing together. You and me. Seeker, you and me are going snowshoeing together. Let's do skirmisher again. There we go. It might be, but alas. And they are starting to the north, and we'll start to the south. Here we go. We'll keep the longbow on the high ground. Oh, sorry, your Canadian childhood trauma was triggered. I'm sorry about that. This is a very big map, which is rather unfortunate. This is the opposite of what I wanted for this, but it makes sense for reconnaissance interdiction. Uki, so I have snowshoed as much in my life as you probably have since moving to Australia. Let me answer that in that way. Oh, I forgot I had an archer in here. Oh no. It is bad. Just a chill 75%. It's fine. Everything is fine. We'll go up here, actually. Chill 75%. I'll zoom in so folks can see. Wait a minute. Hold on. We added buttons. We added an artillery button. Oh, man. Adding buttons. Buttons, all of the buttons. Oh. Friends, we have request victory, admit defeat, skip current turn, reset game, kick player. Oh, man. This is amazing. Hammer has been doing the work. Friends, when 51.01 comes out, there are 80 bajillion new features coming to MekHQ that I know that a lot of folks are highlighting, but the unsung hero is Hammer with his sidekick Claude, who is just unleashing havoc and mayhem on the usability of MekHQ, or sorry, MegaMek by itself. Just this by itself is amazing. And this by itself would make me argue that the where is it at? The bot commands display dock should be on by default. I would argue that the bot commands display docked should be on by default in 51.01. My 2 cents worth. I am but a simple streamer. However, this is beautiful. So beautiful. It brings joy. Oh, yes. The settings pane. Has that been merged? I think it was merged. Not client settings, game settings. Where's it at? Game options. Yeah, it hasn't been merged yet. So the new game options have not been merged just yet, I don't think. But this is still, it's very snappy. It will be merged very, very soon. I am sure. But for those of you out there who don't know, the what's happening? So for those of you who don't know, if you enjoy the new campaign options and how snappy that is and how it looks, or you enjoy the new client options and how that looks because it's just gorgeous, the same treatment will be happening to really every game option that exists within the MekHQ ecosystem, which is super nice. Little Willie, nice to see you. Also, thank you. I went and got it myself today. Yeah, Alatar has been putting in the work. He's been going ham, which is just amazing. Again, another phenomenal, amazing human being. I cannot emphasize how amazing all of the devs are with the MegaMek project. I have spoken to quite a few of them. Psycho Monkey has been beyond patient with me in teaching me many a Java feature, Java thing. Like he is the one person who taught me how to do test units, and I am forever grateful that he taught me how to do that. He was very patient. He spent 2 hours of his life that he did not have to teach me how to do that. And that is one of the glorious things about open source projects like this, where you just get these phenomenal people who they don't have to do what they're doing. They're not being paid to do it. There's no incentive in it for them except for that they like what they're doing. And to me, that's the beauty of it. You know, whether you're talking about MegaMek, you're talking about Endless Sky, there's quite a few other projects like that out there. It's just so great, so amazing. Yeah, unit tests, test units, unit tests. Yes. Look, I'm an amateur here. I'm a doctor, not a programmer, okay? Speaking of which, so we will not have a stream on Sunday because I'm on call this weekend, and I learned my lesson about being on call and trying to stream, and it's a bad idea. Super bad idea. Don't do it. Do not recommend. Inevitably, you start streaming, 5 minutes in, you get a call, you have to go in, you have to see a patient. Just, it's not worth it. 10 out of 10, not worth it. But my wife does not have book club next week, which means I should stream on Tuesday. I'll say it again at the end of the stream too. Anyways, little Willie, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you have been staying out of trouble, and I am so happy to see you here. Well, good. Good. Staying out of trouble is actually really overrated. That's gross. How many shots do I have? I have plenty of shots. Very well. I did get in trouble this week, but that's okay. That is a story for another time. Needless to say, I'm very happy of my time in the military. I am very fortunate that I have had the opportunity to do what I've done in the military. I am very ready to be not in the military. Military healthcare leaves a lot to be desired from the medical practitioner standpoint. A little more than 187. Or are you saying 187 for you? And is that for retirement or just ETS? Because if that's for retirement, my man, dude, 187 days, you are around the corner. You can do all of the screwing up and if you are counting down to retirement, you can just screw around right now and nobody cares. It's fine. Just don't kill anybody and you can retire. Congratulations, you made it. For me, I've got 3 years. 3 years I can get out. And I can be al dente, all done. Oh, ETS decades ago? That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I've got 3 years. About 3 years and then I can be done. And I'll get out with about 15 years in. Which folks are like, that's crazy. You just need 5 more years and you can retire. Trust me, it's not worth it. In my job, it is 100% not worth it. If I was still enlisted, it would be a whole different story. Well, it's not even just the current state of the world. It's the current state of... I can't say too much, right? Because if I say too much, then I can actually get in trouble. But I would argue that the... How can I say this and not get in trouble? I would say that the current climate or the current emphasis for metrics within the military medical system is misaligned with the true measurable output of a provider. That's what I would say. I would say that. So that's it. No, there is nothing there that can actually get me in trouble that has not been said multiple times in the past by a lot of other folks. And so the perspective or the rationale for that is that there's no good metric, right? So there's no good metric for the delivery of medical care. There is none, because it's like, it sucks no matter what. So I don't know how it is in a lot of other countries, but in the United States, if you're in the civilian medical world, a lot of times the delivery of medical care is measured in something called RVUs, which is, revenue value units. So essentially, you measure an appointment as, let's say you measure your standard run-of-the-mill appointment as 1 RVU. And if you do anything more than that, it's, times a multiplier of some flavor. So, like, you do an injection as a part of your standard appointment. Okay, maybe that's now a 1.2 times RVU. So you get 1.2 RVUs for the time that you would normally get one RVU. And so you can charge more for it. And so then a corporation charges more for that appointment than they normally would. And you, as the physician, depending on where you're working, you can get not a bonus, but you get rewarded for meeting a certain threshold of you are doing a certain amount of work measured by RVUs. So if you see more patients, if you do more procedures, if you do more things, then you get rewarded for it. If you don't, then you're not meeting essentially a quota or a threshold, and therefore you don't get the same. The Locust got hit by the LRM-20, getting hit by 9 missiles, doing 5 to the left torso and 4 to the center torso, critting on the engine. Oof! That was a through armor crit for the win. Nice. And then the Vulture hitting the Black Hawk into the right leg. The Orion took a couple of hits, but that's fine. All right, cool. Anyways, yeah. So, Ileani, I appreciate that. I didn't say anything that can actually get me in trouble, because this is something I have to talk about a lot outside of like this venue. And so I'm not super concerned about it. And if somebody is super concerned where they're like digging into Twitch and being like, what did you say? Then they can go kick rocks. It's kind of my opinion. But there's nothing I said that can actually get me in trouble. But anyways, so the... and actually that reminds me... Stand by, hold on, Hodor. Anyways. I'll deal with that later. So, okay. So, I mean, I'm a family medicine doctor. So, I am essentially what you would call general practice. I am the most general of the general practice doctors that exist in the world. You know, I can take care of people who are 99 years old. I can deliver babies. I can take care of babies who were just born. I take care of everybody in between. Like that's my job. So, I mean, in my job here with what I'm doing, I had to take care of a 28-week baby. That was not my best day in the world. I do not recommend that for anybody. That was super not fun. But when I get out of the military, I'll go into private practice, or I'll go into practice somewhere else. Ideally, I would actually like to teach more. So one of the things I liked doing the most when I was a resident, and then also when I was working as a nurse, because I used to be a nurse, was I like teaching. And so going and working as like residency staff would be great. And I would really, really, really like that. But at the end of the day, you know, just the primary job, I would argue the primary job of a primary care, that's a lot of saying primary. The main job of a primary care doctor is in teaching. I am teaching my patients how they can keep themselves healthy. And I am providing recommendations for what we can do to improve their health today and what they can do to improve their health tomorrow. Sometimes people listen, sometimes they don't. I can only do so much, but that's part of my job, is just what can I do to help you get healthy tomorrow? So, yeah. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. But the Kerensky hit with the Gauss rifle, going against the Black Hawk, going into the left arm down to 9 armor. The Archer hitting with 12 missiles, doing 5 damage to the Black Hawk into the right torso, 5 to the right torso, and missing the right leg because of cover. The Vulture hit with the Gauss rifle into the right arm against the Black Hawk down to 9 armor. The Longbow hits with the LRM with 12 missiles, doing 5 to the right leg, 5 to the center torso, and 2 to the left arm, missed with all the other things. And that was it. So when I talk about how much school I've done, it's tough, right? Because like I did my general education, 12 years of school, not including kindergarten. So really 13 years there. And then if you just went straight through and you did nonstop general education to like college to medical school to all that in the United States, it's 13 years of general education, 4 years of undergraduate, 4 years of medical school, and then however long your residency is. So family medicine in the United States is a 3-year residency, so 3 additional years. For me, I did my 13 years of general education. I went into the military, did education there, did more education in the military for about another year-ish, went into the reserves, did another year and a half of education to get my RN, got done there, did another 3 years of education nonstop to get my undergraduate, and then 4 years of medical school, 3 years of residency, and now here I am, like 2 years later. So, post-secondary? No, I mean, so neurology path. So if you're doing neurology path in the United States, you're talking all of that, but instead, so for residency, you're talking, I think path is 3 years in the US. I think path is 3 years in the US, and if you do a fellowship on top of it, you're talking typically 1 to 3 years, depending on what your fellowship is. Ish. Big on the ish. So my friend who did forensic pathology, I think that was 1 year. Don't hold me to it. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I think it was. Sure. 12, why not? You know, the hilarious thing is that when I was in high school, I told myself, you know, there is one job I will never, ever, ever, never, never, ever do. I will never be a doctor because it's way too much school. And then what happened? I just kept on going, well, I wonder what if. Like, I pretty much feel like I just fell into everything, every step of the way. It's like, I wonder what happens if. I wonder what happens if I do this. And then I didn't stop. That was it. I didn't stop. I forgot how to stop. And friends, it is okay to stop. 100% okay to stop. It is always okay. Ooh, Gauss rifle into the locust, into the right torso, down to 1 armor there. And that's everything. That's all the things. If you are like, I don't want to go to school for 8,000 years. I just want to get a job. Dude, that's totally okay. Like, you go to trade school. Just do a trade school. There are plenty of folks out there, in the US anyways, who have gotten a 4-year degree, who then went off to be jobless for multiple years and having to work at McDonald's or wherever else, which there's nothing wrong with that. While some person went to a 1-year trade school or a 2-year trade school on, be a tooler or like welder or whatever the case is, and they're out there making $80,000, $100,000 a year, just living their best life. Dude, just go to trade school. If all you want to do is do that, do that. There is nothing wrong with it. If the thing you want to do is ride around on the back of a garbage truck, dude, just do it. There is no shame in it. Just go do that. Makes me so sad that there's so much prejudice against jobs and what people want to do. Yeah, plumbers make good money for a reason. So do electricians, carpenters, all of them. They make good money for a reason. Because people don't want to do the job. Like, they don't want to do the work. But if you do the work, if you can do the work and go home, do it. Just knock yourself out. So I worked in professional theater for a long time. And so I was a stagehand and I was a rigger. And the nice thing about it was always that when you were in the union, you had an hourly minimum. So if they need you to come in, it's a 4-hour minimum. So you're getting paid like $25 an hour, and you have a 4-hour minimum. So if you can come in and you can do the job in 2 hours, do the job, do it right, do it in 2 hours, and go home. And you're getting paid for 4 hours of work. The only thing they're more scared of than snakes is 240-volt wiring. I mean, that's fair, because that stuff will kill you, man. So the Ryokan took a Gauss rifle to turn her torso down to 10 armor. I mean, so far we're making out okay on this run, but I think it's mostly because Princess is playing this pretty stupid. I'm not going to complain, but Princess is playing pretty stupid. If there's a day where Princess gets a little bit more wise, then I think we will really struggle with missions like this. But, you know, now that I think about it, like 240 volt wiring is not that much more dangerous than 120 volt because they both carry the same relative amperage, which is the thing that'll kill you. I don't know. $11? Yeah, we'll do 11s, I guess. And an 8. I'll take it. Oop. Okay, the Locust should be about dead at this point. Hellhound versus Ryoken. I think we go for the Hellhound and call it good. Like, we could dump into the Locust, but, I mean, why? I think the Locust is going to be good and dead. Okay, the Kerensky took an ER medium into the left torso. The Kerensky firing at the Locust hit with the snub nose into the center torso down to 4 internal structure. The Archer firing at the Locust hit, and we destroyed the center torso. So goodbye Locust, 1v Bravo. Vulture firing at the Hellhound hit with the Gauss Rival into the left arm down to 7 internal structure. The Blackhawk firing at the Vulture misses. Longbow firing misses as well. Yeah, I grew up in a house that was not the safest for children, one might say. It was just like all open studs and open wiring. I definitely touched my fair share of live 120 volt circuits. And I gotta tell you, I don't recommend it. I do not recommend it. It did not feel good. And I do not want that for my children. A healthy amount of respect is always justified. Always justified. However, sometimes there is too much. All right, we'll sprint up really quick just for funsies because I'm not too worried about it. All right, let's get cool against the Hellhound. So, I mean, the light mechs are keeping their distance, which is annoying, but it's fine. We're just going to keep on gradually walking our way forward. And everybody missed. All of them missing. It is, well, I wouldn't say it's what's keeping me alive, because BV-wise, I out-BV them. Tonnage-wise, I out-ton them by a lot. Like, honestly, they're dead. They just don't know it yet. The thing is, I have to kill them before they run away. So at this point in time, if Princess was being smart, so if I was playing this against a human, what I would actually expect is for them to take these 3 units right here and go straight north. Because at this point in time, they have scouted everything I have, and they can go straight north and get off the map. And at that point in time, they win, because they would get off the map with greater than 25% of their BV, which means I lose. And that is what makes scenarios challenging. It's not just, oh, I go and I kill all the things. If you're actually playing a scenario, especially against like a human, the way that it's supposed to be played, you have to be careful, because a smart player can be wily. So a smart player, you can have a scenario that says you must scout 75% of the BV of the enemy force. You can send, and you must get off the map with at least 50% of your BV. You go onto the map with 4 mechs. You send your 2 lightest mechs down to scout all the things. It doesn't matter if they die, because they radio back to your friends who have just been sitting at the corner of the map in the woods where nobody can see them, like what they see. Now you have scouted greater than 50% of the BV or 75% of the BV of the enemy team, and you just run off the map with 50% of your BV. Boom, you win. That's what makes it tough. That's what makes it hard. And those are the things that an actual enemy force would do. And Ileani's over there just like taking notes. Just like, yes. Why, yes, we should do these things. And meanwhile, all the players are going, why are you saying this? Why are you giving them ideas? Please stop this. Bruh, if they wouldn't have thought of it already. The problem is implementation. That's the problem. Implementation. All right, the Ryokan hit the archer. Oh no! Hit the head, doing 7 damage to the head. Tripper takes 1 hit. The Hellhound against the Archer also puts an ER medium into the right arm. The Archer into the Hellhound hits with 12 missiles, doing 5 to the right arm, 5 to the right torso, and 2 to the left torso. The Talon misses. Vulture firing with the Ryokan hits with the Gauss rifle into the right torso, down to 2 armor. The Longbow misses with everything except for 4 missiles, doing 4 to the left torso. The Archer pilot stays conscious. Yeah, unfortunately that Princess doesn't think long term. But who knows? Maybe one day that'll change. Maybe. Wouldn't it be neat? And since we're a little over an hour into the stream, if you haven't already followed, please follow the stream. If you haven't already subscribed, I would appreciate if you would subscribe. It means a lot if you do that. It also helps with the visibility of the stream and the visibility of the MegaMek project. But however, if you are also watching on the YouTubes and you haven't already followed the stream or followed the channel, I would really appreciate if you did, or subscribe to the channel. And then if you hit that little bell button, then you get a notification every time that we put out a new video. So thank you again for following along and watching the happy dandy little stream that we have here. Yeah. Sometimes Princess is wily. Sometimes we don't give Princess the credit. So we'll keep on just, plinking away. Nothing can possibly go wrong, right? Oh, actually here. So what we're going to do, we're going to dump some swarms on them. Oh, I'm interested to see what the swarms do. So the archer firing the LRM-20 hit with 6 missiles, doing 5 to the right leg and 1 to the head, damaging the pilot ×1. The Talon firing at the longbow misses. Vulture firing at the Black Hawk hit with the Gauss rifle into the right leg, but it was behind cover. But the Gauss rifle goes into the right arm. Black Hawk against the Archer misses with all the things. Longbow, the LRM-20 misses. LRM-20, 6 swarms go into the Ryokan, doing 5 to the right arm and 1 to the left arm. And then the other 20 swarms just completely miss, and all of the LRM-5 miss. But you know what? I'll take it. It's fine. Everything's fine. All I have to do is strike, 4 more of them somehow, some way. Can I go into Reckless? Fours, we'll give it a whirl. Why not? That did not work because we rolled a 3. Okay, got it. Get up. Get up. No. Go that way. Look, I'll act like however I want to act. I just happened to pick the worst pilot I have in the Lance. It's fine. Everything is fine here. Don't ask questions. I do what I want. Yes, just keep rolling. Just keep rolling. Nope. Hold on. How did you get there? Where did you come from? Where did you even come from? I'm so confused. So we took a little damage, but that's fine. Where? How? Whoops. Hold on, wait. Oh, you don't have to middle click anymore? You control click. Friends. 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 Movement trails, blah, 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 blah. No. Nope. That's okay. I think it's because of double blind. Anyways, friends, I didn't know that you could do this. I thought it was middle click to middle click, and you could do line of sight. But you can now control left click, control left click. Maybe you could do this the whole time. Maybe I just didn't know. Maybe I'm a dum-dum. But control left click, control left click. This is great. This is amazing. Ah! It's the small things in life. Okay, anyways. How do I save my mech? The answer is not well. Hold on. It's 10s on... What? Oh, because of the spotlight. Got it. All right, we only have to kind of a lot kill the Hellhound. No big deal. Just, we have to kill it really dead. I might as well fire the swarms. But I fire the Ryokan then. Don't worry, I'm not going to fire the swarms at the Hellhound. I'm not a total dum-dum most of the time. Most. Big on the most. Kind of. Sort of. I've only done it a couple of times, okay? Well, the Kerensky fired the Conjurer hit with the PPC, destroying the left arm, transferring a little bit into the left torso. The Gauss rifle missed. Everything else missed as well. The Stormcrow at the Kerensky hit with an ER medium in the center torso, ER medium in the left arm, ER medium in the left torso. The Archer firing at the Ryokan hit with the LRM-20 with 12 missiles, and doing 5 to the right torso, 5 to the left torso, and 2 to the center torso. And then an ER medium in the center torso as well, doing 5 damage. It's down to 3 armor total. The Conjurer firing at the Archer hit with a large pulse laser into the center torso rear, down to 0 armor. ER medium into the right leg. Streak, everything else missed. Actually, the Vulture missed with both of the Gauss rifles. Longbow firing at the Ryokan, 12 swarms hit, doing 5 to the center torso, critting on a gyro and an engine. 5 more into the center torso, getting a second hit against the gyro. Everything else missed. The Kerensky stays standing. The Ryokan already had a double tap on the gyro, so it's pretty well gone. It falls down, just smacking the gyro again for good measure. Friends, I think we're taking a Ryokan home. I think we are taking a Ryokan home. %. Thank you for the reminder. We're gonna have to take him for walks. Look, you sound like you're taking me to the county fair where I'm gonna try to catch like an oiled up pig. Look, you realize if you catch the pig, you're gonna have to like actually take care of it and feed it and take it for walks and make it feel like it's actually loved, right? Yes, Mom. Before I cook it. Yes, that is actually the real catch. Before you cook it. Before the bacon. And the roast. And the loins. Where? But, what? No, don't do that. So confused. All right, the Ryokan ejected. Where? Where did he go? Is he like right in here? He's probably right in there. He's probably gonna shoot me in the back again because, you know, that's what happens. Oh no, you can shoot nothing. Yes, we have a Ryokan at home. It is my friend. Oh no. Alright, we're just going to do the medium lasers. We're going to save the last 2 LRM shots because we're running out of LRM ammo. The Talon might be having a bad day. Oh, the Archer actually hit on the 10s, hitting with the medium laser into the right torso and the left arm. The Vulture into the Talon. Ooh, also hit with the Gauss rifle in the left arm, destroying the left arm, transferring 2 to the left torso. Missed with the second Gauss rifle. The Blackhawk misses with most of the things except for the ATM-12, hitting with 10 of the ERMs, or ARMs. ERMs. Doing 6 to the right arm, 4 to the right. Oh, a total of 10 to the right arm, actually. The Talon took 20 damage and stays standing. Woofda. Here's to hoping. Well, actually, I would argue that the Jade Falcons are not more resistance. I would argue that they are throwing more numbers at the problem. Once again, I would blame Ileani for fixing a thing. However, the Jade Falcons are throwing more numbers at the problem, but their pilots, in comparison to the Wolves, their pilots suck. Like, their pilots are bad. Which I'm not mad about. Like, I'm not sad. Even a little bit. I am not sad. But they are throwing more numbers at the problem. And that is why they have a seeming advantage over the Wolves. As is tradition. 100%. Not yet. Not yet, but soon. So very soon. Have anything? Nothing on the left arm. Okay. I feel like this Talon might be having a bad day soon. Well, the Kerensky hit with 3 of the SRMs, doing 2 to the right leg, 2 to the center torso, and 2 to the right arm. The Conjurer firing at the Kerensky hit with a large pulse into the left torso. We're down to internal structure there. ER medium into the left arm, ER medium into the left leg. The Vulture firing at the Talon double tapped, hitting the center torso and the right leg. But we're still in the armor, unfortunately. The Talon firing at the Vulture hit with the ERPPC into the right torso, hitting the head, but end up going to the right torso. Then the longbow missed with all the things. Oof, this is a bit of a slog of a mission here. This is not the prisoner escape of old, but this is a slog. Okay, why can you suddenly no longer see? Okay, we're going to risk it. And here we go. And everybody succeeded. Yes! Oh, you mean I didn't like Princess's failure to manage 50 plus units and doing a memory overload? You know what? That was a great time. That was a good time. 10 out of 10 would recommend for a friend. There was nothing that possibly could have gone wrong. All right, do I shoot at the Talon or the Blackhawk? I think I shoot at the Talon. I got nothing to the right arm, so it's not like I can shoot anything. So whatever. I also remember when Testbot threw entire battalions of V's at me because I brought 3 mechs. I remember this. I remember, oh, you want to bring a 5th mech? That's cool. We'll add 14 vehicles. We'll add 14 tanks. Get wrecked. And you're just like, but why? I didn't do anything to you. Remember, friend, I have been playing this since like 38 or before. All right, the Hellhound missed with all the things. The Kerensky missed with all the things. The Mad Dog firing at the Talon, hit the center torso, destroyed the center torso. Bom, bom, bom. The Talon firing at the Longbow, hit with the BPC into the left torso, down to 16 armor. The Black Hawk missed with all the things. The Longbow firing at the Talon, doesn't matter. And that is the end. Yeah, just a casual 500 tanks. No big deal. It's fine. All right, and then we kick, and come on, baby, kick, and we miss. But we stay standing. All right, so that's what? Oh, that's 3 destroyed. 3 destroyed. 1 light, 1 moderate damage. We have to destroy 1 more. So either the Hellhound or the Blackhawk, either one. Nope. Nope, don't do that. Oh, the Blackhawk stays still. All right, so the Blackhawk is at, what, -1? -2. That's a -1. Applesauce, my friend. Oh, just take a walk. Just take a walk and make a little kick. That's all you got to do. Here's to hoping. If you don't take the risk. All right, everybody did good. Everybody gets a cookie today. I need to do this, and then we do this. We fire all of the things. Not the LRMs. You fire all the other things. On 6s? Why, yes, thank you. So I know it's tends to hit the Blackhawk, but it's fine. I'm hoping that we just do, you know, a head kick and then everything's fine. All right, the Kerensky got smacked by a large pulse into the right arm and a streak hitting the center torso and the right torso, but that was about it. The Kerensky hit with the snub nose into the right torso against the Conjurer and a medium laser into the left arm that went to the left torso. SRM hits with 2 missiles, doing 2 to the right leg and 2 to the center torso. The Archer hit with a medium laser into the center torso, then a medium laser into the head, down to 4 armor, and the pilot takes a hit. ER small into the right leg. The Blackhawk firing into the Vulture hit with the right arm into the medium laser. ER medium laser into the left arm as well. Vulture misses with all the things. The Longbow hit with the medium laser to the center torso, medium laser to the right torso, down to 11 internal structure. The Hellhound took 40 damage, needs an 8, rolls a 10. All right. With that, hope for an 8. And we dream of a 6. Well, we kicked the right leg of the Conjurer, doing 15 damage to the right leg, down to 2 armor. The Vulture missed. No! But everybody stays standing. That is so unfortunate. And no, they won initiative. Why? All right, well, let's go ahead and back up the Longbow. I think that's going to be the easiest thing to do. Let's rotate the longbow. I think it's going to be the easiest thing to do. We'll keep the archer where it is for right now. And I'll force somebody to move, i.e. the Blackhawk. Applesauce. Can you still see the Blackhawk? Yes, and that puts the Blackhawk in minimum range. Skip movement. I think we just rotate you, man. Went somewhere. No idea where. Probably like right here or right here. Maybe down into there, but probably over here. All right, hope for 9s and 11. Nope, nope, don't do that. And skip. Ooh, Blackhawk took a Gauss rifle to the right arm, critting on the shoulder. The archer firing at the Blackhawk hit the center torso down to 16 armor. The Blackhawk missed with all the things. We are so close to being done with this. Hold on, who won the initiative? They did. Naturally. Naturally they did. It's fine. Everything's fine here. Ah, good. Good, good, good. Jumped right behind us. That's fine. Maybe a good old reckless run to right here. Nope. Nope. Don't do that. Might as well do that. Why not? Oh, I am so brave, but also so prone. So very prone. Not only a reckless run, I reckless sprinted. So many bad things have happened now. You know, the Canadians have an SAS. I'm sure that they have a very similar motto as the British SAS. He who dares wins. I have dared, but will I win? Well, damn it, don't make me look bad on my own stream. I know I'm making it easy for you, but damn it, Janet. All right, the Kerensky firing at the Hellhound hit with the snub-nose PPC into the left leg down to 14 armor. Then the SRM hit with all 4 of the missiles, doing 2 to the center torso, 2 to the left torso, 2 to the right arm, and 2 to the center torso. The Archer misses, the Hellhound misses, the Vulture misses, and the Blackhawk misses. Oh, that's not good. The Vulture took 10 damage to the left leg. That's unfortunate. Well, I forgot to look again. Yet again. And we won the initiative. Well, that's nice. So the Blackhawk already moved. So therefore, Applesauce, back the truck up. And then the Archer. Because obviously bad things cannot happen 2 times in a row. A 1 and a 2, go for it. Knock yourself out. Yes, who dares wins. So the only reason why I actually know that motto is from the Expeditionary Force books. Thank you, Mad Dr. Skippy. Do I think Max in reverse make a comical beeping noise like beep, 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 beep? You know, the only reason why I have to say no is my experience with military vehicles, which is they will take stealth over safety all day, every day. But it brings so much joy and happiness to think of the idea of a massive, awesome, just like rotating to the left, and then out of nowhere, beep, 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 as it slowly backs up and takes like 3 steps backwards. Like nothing brings me more joy than that right there. Because what else are you supposed to do? Oh, 100% is definitely a thing for industrial mechs. I would actually be sorely disappointed if every industrial mech did not have a little beep beep when it backed up. All right, I am running out of ammo with Applesauce, and I did not think that was going to be a concern. Oh dear, the Kerensky missed. The Archer hit with an ER medium into the left torso. Blackhawk hit the Archer in the center torso. The Vulture hit the Blackhawk in the right torso with a Gauss rifle down to 3 internal structure. The longbow missed. Oofta. Can you please kick him and trip him? Well, the Blackhawk kicked the Vulture, doing 10 to the right leg. The Vulture kicked the Blackhawk, doing 12 to the left leg. The Blackhawk fell, doing 5 to the left torso rear, and the pilot took a hit. The Vulture stays standing. Whew. But yeah, I would actually be really disappointed if the industrial mechs, like the loader mechs, did not make a little beep beep when they engaged their reverse function. I would immediately file a complaint with OSHA. Immediately. Stat. Now. Oh, I keep forgetting to look. They won initiative. Why? So we actually don't wear PT belts in like deployed settings anymore. At least not any of the places I've been. So those rumors might be a little exaggerated at this point. But I would love to see an Abrams just like mounting a little beep beep as it backs up. That would just give such a good giggle. Such a great giggle. Yeah, anymore. I mean, I have been in this army for a minute, so I've seen a lot of interesting, very interesting options given. So having stood next to an Abrams and a Bradley, I would argue you're in more danger of being run over by an Abrams than a Bradley. Because those turbines and Abrams, compared to a Bradley, are pretty quiet. Like that Bradley you hear from a ways away. And Abrams, it's just like, dude, that shit sneaks up on you. Like it is sneaky for a tank. So sneaky. And when you're sitting in a sandbox, like that vibration is not actually very noticeable as much as you might want it to be. Well, the Hellhound missed. The Vulture firing his Blackhawk hit with the Gauss rifle with the right leg, destroying the right leg. Whoop, whoop. All right, that pretty well takes him out. The Longbow firing at the Conjurer hit into the right torso down to 6 internal structure. The Blackhawk firing at the Archer misses. I think that we can say that we got that one in the W column. Hold on, I want to try something. Commands. Victory. Declare victory if you or your team... Yep. Yes. Oh, it's so much nicer. I actually don't know anything about those, so I can't answer anything about it. Give me like 4 or 5 years of hanging out, and then maybe I can answer those questions. I don't know. Yow. Sure, why not? And that, as they say, is that. Kerpow, I controlled the field. Good. deal. Nobody's actually like super dead. Tripper did take a hit, which is unfortunate. We'll have to see what kind of damage he takes. We've got 4 recoverable mechs. 2 of them are irreparable, unfortunately. The scariest thing to me on the modern battlefield, easy drones. So the scariest thing to me, so I'll come at it from the medical perspective, right? So I don't know, I feel like I have a somewhat unique perspective where, do I want the Blackhawk? Mayhaps. So for me, I have a lot of background in electronics, discrete electronics, doing stuff like that. I am like an amateur radio operator. I do a lot of stuff with that kind of stuff. I do a lot of things with 3D printing. I think about all of those things. And so when I look at today's modern battlefield and what I look at all of the equipment that we use and the EM that we transmit, and something as simple as a cardiac monitor emitting an EM frequency, where like you wouldn't think about it as a huge deal, but somebody can know what the exact EM frequency of a Zoll cardiac monitor is, and then focus in on that EM frequency with a drone, and then target that area with a drone, and now they take out all of your medical assets and they destroy everything. So they kill all the doctors, they kill all the nurses, they kill all the casualties, and now all of your forward medical assets are gone. And now that what are you supposed to do with that? So now you have no good forward medical assets, and you have to evacuate those casualties further and further and further back. And that's the challenge. So you either need to move further back, or you hop around a lot more often, and you hop around with less equipment. So when I think about warfare today, let's advance today. Let's see what happens. When I think about warfare today, I actually think about the very first episode of Battlestar Galactica, the newer series of Battlestar Galactica, the one from the early 2000s, where like they're doing the tour around the Battlestar Galactica as like a museum, and they're talking about these novel phones that have a wire attached to them, and the person doing the tour is like, they were so concerned about infiltration that they looked to the past for security. And I think about that with the modern battlefield, because the golden hour doesn't exist anymore. There is no golden hour. The golden hour is gone, because you cannot evacuate somebody to the level of care that they actually need within 1 hour. It's impossible. But you have to simplify everything down to the point where you don't need the technology anymore. You have to start teaching things like peritoneal lavage now. You have to start teaching the things that no one has thought about in 45 years. Because those are the things that we need to use. Yeah, exactly. Some kid who doesn't think about sending a text to his wife on the front, and now he has an EM signature, and that is what they hone in on, and that's what they drop a bomb on. Yeah, well, so it's not that they haven't fought a real war, because there's a lot of folks, so like in Afghanistan and Iraq, we didn't have to worry about this. You didn't have to care. You didn't care what the EM frequencies were that you were transmitting. It didn't matter because they weren't looking. The insurgents weren't looking. The enemy wasn't looking. But the modern battlefield, they are looking. And so you got to be careful with it. You have to be careful with everything. Yeah, the third on match being unlucky. Yeah, 100%. Well, the Black Hawk is going to take a little bit of work. We're going to have to order some parts in on it. Like, a leg and an arm. But, so I mean, like, an example of what I get concerned about with the modern battlefield is you can read in the book 7 Seconds to Die, which is a journalist point of view of the I think it was a 7-day war between Azerbaijan and Armenia, where it was the first real conflict of drone warfare where one force was using primarily Israeli drones. The other one was using Russian drones. But through pure volume, Azerbaijan was just able to overwhelm Armenia. And the Armenian soldiers, if they were outside of a bunker and they heard a drone, they knew they had 7 seconds to get into safety after the third day of the battle, or the third day of the war. They had 7 seconds to get completely undercover. Otherwise, they would be dead. Because they had that long before a drone could drop ordnance on them. Because it didn't care if it was dropping it on one person or 10. It dropped the ordnance. So 7 seconds to die if you want to just be truly terrified about the modern world. All right, so what do we have for the next day? We have... I'm not going to play another battle, I don't think, because it's getting a little late here. Oh, gross. Ice storm. Can we reroll that? Heavy snowfall or clear. Oh, that's better. All right, so we can hopefully save an allied convoy from the enemy forces in our next stream. So, it'll either be Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. I don't know which one yet. I'll let you guys know. Stay in tune with the Discord. And I might, emphasis on the might try to show off the new trailer, the new trailers for MegaMek next week. I'll let you guys know. But thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate all of you. If you have really been enjoying the stream and you haven't already, please follow the stream. If you are feeling extra generous, please hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell icon to know when a new video comes out. But either way, I'm going to stop the recording now. And for those of you watching live on the YouTubes, we'll go off and raid a channel out there somewhere. These raids, if you guys didn't know, they actually help me out and help the MegaMek program out a lot, just because it helps bring awareness about like what is the program, what are we doing. And so truly hang out for like 2 minutes to be able to just say hello to these channels. You help those channels and you help us as well. So take care, have a great rest of the night, and we'll catch you next time, hopefully on either Tuesday or Wednesday. Take care.